Hello, physics class. Today we're going to talk about magnetism from electricity. I'll talk and you'll listen, I guess. If you'd like to talk, you can. I just can't hear you. But certainly if you have any questions or things, you can work up an email, or we can even do a video conference if that would be more helpful. So magnetism from electricity. Here's the goal for this video, that by the end of it, or certainly by maybe not on the first viewing, but later in the week, you'll be able to describe the magnetic field produced by current in a straight conductor and in a solenoid. You'll need to know what those things are, and you will. And then you could use the right-hand rule to determine the direction of the magnetic field in a current-carrying wire. That's where we're heading today here, kiddos. So to get there, we should start with number one. Magnetic field of a current-carrying wire. A current moving through a wire induces a magnetic field. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Well, before I show you an image of what it looks like, I need to tell you one more thing. A long, straight current-carrying wire has a cylindrical magnetic field. So we'll talk about straight current-carrying wires first. Cylindrical magnetic field. Okay, so this image here that you're looking at, there's current going down that wire and down through that hole in the cardboard. And notice those compasses lined up around it. The arrows they're not all cooperating, but at least here internally, most of these arrows are not pointing north, whatever direction that would be. They seem to be pointing in a circle around the wire. And these out here do as well. So these are cheap compasses, and they may not all be cooperating, but when a current is flowing down through that wire, the compasses are pointing in a clockwise direction around the wire. And there's a little trick you can tell to be able to tell what direction the electrical current is flowing. And you'll learn that trick later on. There's a good video of this phenomenon posted on the homepage of Canvas, and the guy running the video, believe it or not, I don't have wire and a dozen compasses and the ability to kind of perform this thing in my kitchen, so I'm having to rely on other people who have done this before and filmed it. The guy who's filmed it before will turn on and off the current. You can see the compasses all line up with magnetic north, and then they switch and they start lining up in this pattern around the wire, and then he'll reverse the flow of the current, and you'll see the compasses flip and point the other direction. So it's pretty freaky, but it's cool. It's just physics, guys. So the way to tell what direction the magnetic field is pointing, we can use the right-hand rule. Right-hand rule can be used to determine the direction of the magnetic field. So here's what I mean by that. The direction of B, which is the magnetic field, can be determined using your right hand. If you line up your thumb, you point your thumb in the direction that the electric current is flowing. So in this image, we're saying that electric current is flowing upward through this wire. Then your fingers of your right hand will point in the direction of the magnetic field. So that's demonstrated here. And B means the magnetic field. I is the electric current. So we skipped over that. We launched over that chapter. Remember that compasses north would point in the direction of B. So sometimes people use iron filings to kind of demonstrate that the magnetic field, but you can't tell which direction. You can't tell. Iron filings will line up in a little circles around a wire that has a current flowing through it, but you can't tell if the current is flowing counterclockwise. I mean, you can't tell if the magnetic field is pointing counterclockwise like it is in this image, or clockwise. So compasses are good to do that, because they're actually, the north arrow will point in the direction that the magnetic field is pointing. That's the right-hand rule. Maybe against my better judgment, I'm going to tell you one thing. There is some debate about what direction electricity really flows through a wire, which seems crazy that something that fundamental is still being debated, but it is. And scientists fall on both ends of this. The right-hand rule, I think, is more popular. Some people will say when you turn on the current, it's actually flowing this way and not that way, and so you need to use a left-hand rule. But so if sometime you're bored here during your quarantine and you're looking up information about the right-hand rule, you may find some contradictory stuff. I know Bill Nye is of the school of physics that believes that the current is actually flowing this way through a wire, and so he uses a left-hand rule instead. And there are other right-hand rules that we can use. You could use later on in higher level physics to talk about the direction of, if you know the direction of a magnetic force, you could calculate other things using a little more complex right-hand rule. But anyway, that's what we have today. Now, something else you should know, B, remember B is the magnetic field, and the strength of B is proportional to the current in the wire. So if we pump more current through here, we're going to have a stronger B, a stronger magnetic field. The other thing is, the strength of B is inversely proportional to the distance from the wire. So if you're up close, it'll be a strong magnetic field. B will be a high value. If you're far away, B will be a low value. That seems like it makes sense. Okay, next thing here is magnetic field of a current loop. That's usually about now. I have students who say, yeah, Mr. Yoakum, but what if the wire is coiled instead of straight? And they're sometimes they ask that in kind of a cocky tone, and sometimes they're really genuinely confused. But I can just tell you, rest easy, my friends. Physics works in a coiled wire just as well as it does in a straight wire. So here we have a coil, and we have current flowing this way and around the coil and down this way. And we have some foolish people who are grabbing that wire with their right hand. But the right-hand rule still applies. Notice on this side of the image, this guy here who has grabbed the wire with his right hand and his thumb is pointing in the direction that the current is flowing, his fingers are pointing outward. So right here at this spot, what I mean by outward is right here at this spot where my mouse is, the magnetic field would be coming out of the image or out of the computer screen toward you. On this side, where the other guy with his right hand has grabbed the wire, same thing. His thumb is pointing downward, but his right hand, his fingers are curled around this thing, and his fingers are still pointing outward here. So any place inside this loop, the magnetic field is coming outward. That's important. You don't get why that's important is running a current through a loop. You can generate a consistent magnetic field, and it doesn't generate like a conflicting fields that would kind of cancel each other out. There's a lot of, first we'll get to the next thing. That term is called a solenoid. Solenoids produce a strong magnetic field by combining several loops. So you may have done this experiment in physical science, or maybe even in 8th grade, or perhaps, or in middle school sometime. A solenoid is a long helically wound coil of insulating wire. You can make a simple one with a D battery and wire and a nail. Just literally connect the wire to your D battery, and that current there is going to run through this thing, and it will magnetize your nail. So if you've got a whole bunch of paper clips and you just don't really want to pick them up, instead you could get some wire and a nail and a D battery and build yourself this little paperclip picker-upper thing, and that would work just fine. You would actually make an electromagnet. This would pick up your paper clips. It could divert a compass. So if you have a compass here and you set it near this thing, it would point slightly in a different direction. Okay, and when current flows, a magnetic field is induced. That's the thing we're taking away from this. So on an industrial scale, you guys have maybe seen TV shows or movies with these giant electromagnets. Notice they're always cylindrical. They're always shaped like a pancake. It's just basically the exact same thing. These big industrial electromagnets are just larger, more robust versions of that wire wrapped around a nail thing that people do in high school and middle school. It's just a lot more sturdy. And it seems like these get used in these big junkyard magnets get used in movies a lot. The good thing about these is that while this operator, the guy running this show here, or the woman running the show, can turn on and off the current. And while the current is flowing, this is a powerful magnet. And when the current's off, it will just drop whatever's stuck there magnetically. So I've got a little challenge for us, and I need to wait for that. On the announcement, on this week's announcement on the homepage of Canvas, if you can come up with a movie or a TV show that features one of these things, just add that to the comments. I know I have seen these. I've never seen one in real life, but it seems like they show up in a surprising number of movies. So if you can remember a movie where they show up or a TV show where they show up, add that as a comment to Canvas, would you please? And just one more thing, guys. Go be awesome.